What's going on, YouTube? Another episode of D.lux Designs. Today I'm gonna focus on this trunk of this car. This is the last step to finish this car. Uh, it's not the hardest step, but it kind of take a little bit of thinking. I'm trying to keep it simple because I'm not the one that's going to be putting the stereo system in this car, so I have to make it easy as possible for the stereos installers to get in and out without tearing up my shit. So what we have here is a 412 box, which has been built and it's sitting in the trunk. I already put the carpet in the bottom of the trunk, as you can see. It's already laid in there, so that'll keep the floor looking kind of good. Carpet has been done. The side panels have been cut and fit to go in the trunk, so that's the easy part. So I got that all the way in. All the wires already ran to the back. As you can see, power wire, ground wire, all that stuff is already sitting in there. So stereo installers, all they have to do is plug and play. So what we have to do is try to make the trunk look decent, because everything else in the car is right. So we got to make the trunk look decent. So what I'm going to do is try to make some panels to cover everything up. So when you open this trunk, it looks like a finished trunk. You don't have to cover the whole box and do all that extra shit unless you just want to. Most of this stuff is going to be covered up because he might change the box, change a different setup, but I'm trying to make something that even if he changes the setup underneath, he still can keep the same cover. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap these sides in the same material that's on the seats, which is the brushed, the red brushed, like I did the back of the seat. So I'm gonna wrap the panels. Most everything here is gonna be the brushed, and I'm gonna use the gold as the accent, like in the grill and everything, because that's the easiest thing to do. And the material for the inside of this car, excuse my air compressor, it kicks on when it wants to. Yeah, like I was saying, the material for this car, it's back ordered. I have to find if somebody have it. I don't got time to wait, so I'm doing it in the other color. I have plenty of it. So I'm going to make some panels. My first step with me, I usually brainstorm. I never plan this stuff out. I just brainstorm. So the first step I do is try to make a cardboard template to go over the whole top. So that's what I'm going to do. So basically I just cut some cardboard out that fits the top half of this. Something like that. That's a rough piece. Fits the top. Because basically I want it to cover the top of the box. And I want a flap to go up like this that covers up this gap right here. So first step for me, I just made a piece like that. And then I usually get some scraps of cardboard and just play around and just show like maybe a piece like that. Attach a piece like that all the way across to cover up the gap. And then I might take a marker and I put some designs, like maybe I want a vent or something like this. One right there, and maybe another one like there. Like I said, guys, this is just, I freestyle. Everything I do is freestyle, so I might draw something like that. Maybe I had a dream of somebody eyeballs or some eyes or some shit. I don't know. If I could put an eyeball in there. So I just dream of something and I just do it. So cut some vents out or something like that, and then maybe down here cut some squares out. Something across the bottom like this, just to put another so say I put the screen behind here, and this is bass, so bass don't really have to have no vent holes, because bass travels, is just vibration. Sub bass is vibration, so it travels through anything. You don't have to worry about having too much vent holes. This is just decoration. Okay, so maybe I have some holes across here, cut this out, route the edges, This is going to be the red. The undercolor is going to be the gold color that's inside the car or something like that. I don't know. I'm just freestyling as I go. And then you can have some type of panel that comes from here down to the lock area. And that'll cover up the whole inside, you know. And maybe up here you can have a screen or something going through the middle of this or something like this. So you got a screen right there. You might have one over on that side. I don't know. But that'll just box the whole trunk in and make it look kind of nice when you open the trunk. And then I could take a Forgiato F and put the Forgiato F right there. Some shit. I don't know. I'm just freestyling like I said. So let me transfer some of these ideas to some wood and we'll come back and see what happens. Okay. I done cut a piece of wood. MDF to go across the top. See, I got it fitting in there. And the goal is to make it easy accessible so you can take this cover in and out if you got to do something to the speakers. So this one, you see it's not fitting tight on the edges, but that'll be covered up so it'll fit tight on the edges. But the goal is to be able to get this piece in and out. So like this one, I got it so you can just lift it straight up and pull it straight back and it'll come out. So that's the key. You push it all the way in and it'll drop right down on there. Of course it's not going to sit right on top of the speaker because I don't know what kind of speakers he's going. So I'm going to raise it up an inch under the bottom so it'll sit above the box. So the speakers have room to move up and down. But that's the key, to get it in and out easy as possible. And mostly when I do my trunks, I make everything pressure fitted so that what that means is everything is pressurized. It's wrapped so tight that you have to squeeze it in there so that you don't have to screw anything, because you don't want to screw into the tank, you don't want to screw into the quarter, you don't want to screw into nothing. It's pressure fitted, so when you push it in there, it fits in tight enough that it won't shake or vibrate or loose. Therefore, the next person who want to do something to the trunk, all they gotta do is pull on a little bit and they can pull the panel out. It's easy cheesy. So let me see, I need to make another piece to go across the top. So roughly put a piece like this across the top. Okay, you see I got a piece across the top. So you see it's a big gap between there. That's because this panel is going to sit up. So it's going to sit up and that part right there is going to rest on the underside of the trunk. So that'll give the speakers enough room to move up and down under there and everything will be cool. So I'm going to attach that with some 2 brad nails just to attach it, just to see how it's going to look. I can easily take it back apart because I'm going to have to take it apart to wrap it anyway. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to get back with you. Fast forward a little bit. Okay, now I got the cover in there and I put a piece that goes on the front at a 45, comes down, as you can see. It's not even, this is a skeleton, so all this stuff will be either covered up or cut even or finished or some kind of way. So don't worry about the skeleton of it, because you always got the finishing and the cover that goes over everything. So most guys won't show you all this shit that's under the bottom because they scared. I don't care, because I know what it takes to build this shit, and sometimes you gotta cut. You cut off too much, you replace it with some other stuff, you fix it, you glue something in. I know how it goes, so I'm not scared to show the process, because I know what it takes to do this. I'm just trying to give you guys insight of what it takes to build this custom stuff when y'all think it can be done in 24 hours and what's impossible. So I'm just giving free game. And to all them knuckleheads that think, I can do that, this is what it takes to do that. So watch. Okay, I got this all done. I'm putting, I measured the holes I want to put in there. They all even, the angles are good. One right there, one right there, one right there, one right there, one right there. It's centered in the middle, and I'm gonna route the edges. The eyes I made them a little bit smaller, so it's gonna be in this area right here with a screen behind it. And then, you know, of course, the back piece right here. The back piece right there goes right on that line right there, and that fits in there. And of course that's going to be raised up. And with this, I made it so that this right here, you pull it back and it sits in there. And when it sits in there like that. Once you slide it in, you pull it forward, it sits in there like that. And of course, the back piece will be up on there to cover that gap back there. But as you see, it's in there. And the trunk closes all the way down. And I can lock it. And this is freestyle. Just imagine if I sit down and think this shit out for about 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it is. I just freestyle. Like I said, I just get some wood and get to cutting. I don't even need no rulers or nothing. Most of this stuff is a piece of wood. That was my ruler. I didn't use no inches or none of that shit. I just use that as my ruler. And let me show you what else I use. Hold on. Let me find the piece. This piece right here, that was my angle. I cut an angle on there. So you can see, look, let me show you. See that? That was my angle. You see this line right here? That's the distance between that and that. That's the distance between that and that. That's the angle. This angle right here. That's the angle. That's the angle. I use whatever that's around me. I don't got time to be searching for rulers and shit. Even though I got every tool imaginable, whatever's around me, I'm gonna use it. That's why all my stuff is one of a kind. You might get an angle off of I don't know, a piece of scrap off the ground. This angle right here, it's probably some over here. I don't know. I probably can take this angle. It might look alright. I might put it right there and cut a whole nother vent hole in there. I don't know. I freestyle, like I said. When you be freestyle, everything comes natural. I think you get a better product because nobody on the planet had the same thing unless they go through your garbage and use your same shit you use, or they just straight copying. So this is just the way I do it. So next video I put up, or the next snippet, is when I put it all together and start wrapping these pieces and get it together. So stay tuned. It's D.lux. Stay tuned. Okay. I done got the little squares cut out. I done got my little eyeballs cut out. I done got everything situated where it needs to be. So only thing is left to route my 45 degrees angles around these. Sand it. Route these edges right here. Sand the edges. Put my piece right here, which is actually going to have to be a little bit shorter than the other one because I made it too tall. And get my Forgiato and stick it right there. I'm going to get it. Hold on. There you go. For all you suckers out there, I keep a bag of FUs. I do a lot of Forgiato, so I laser cut a bunch of them. So I'll throw an F right there. That's either out of wood or I can put one on the foam. It don't matter. I keep a bag of FUs for you suckers. For you suckers out there. Laser cut. Keep them on deck because everybody wants some Forgiato or something. I got all size Forgiatos. So put that Forgiato F right there. Probably this one right here. This is the foam. So I can, when I put the material on there, I can just stick it down. It'll show up real good. So I'll probably put the F right there. Put these back in my FU bag. Just in case I gotta bring out the bag of FUs for them haters out there. So now I'm about to route these edges. I know it fits. So I'm gonna route these edges and sand it a little bit, get my FU in the middle. Cut my screen so I can fit my screen behind there so I can see how it looks. And then I'm gonna wrap it up. So hopefully it turns out good. We'll see in a minute. Stay tuned.